What I want to communicate is I think the centre of gravity of British politics, and I mean mainstream Conservatives, my own party, Labour, are actually committed to Europe. We want to stay in it. That's, I think, the centre of gravity. We have the populist fringes and we have a lot of sniping, but I think the centre of gravity is to be in Europe. But in order to maintain that and strengthen it, we need to be able to see that the European Union is moving in the right direction. And the way we define the right direction, other people have different views, our view of the right direction is actually making a real success of the single market and using that to stimulate real growth and rising living standards. So that's our message. You know, we do want to be part of this project, and we want to see it deliver real goods and real outcomes, which then enable us to reinforce our support for the European Union. It's that line of causality that is in danger of breaking down.
Richard Corbett, a Labour member of the European Parliament for Yorkshire. Minister, you gave a very eloquent, forward-looking vision of how we can develop our single market, a vision which will require a lot of work, discussion, talks, negotiations on a continuing basis over the next few years. Can I take it, therefore, that you have no truck with an alternative vision which has been put forward by another political party in Britain, which envisages defining a set of reforms to the EU in 2015, negotiating them in 2016, putting them to a referendum in 2017, and assuming that then all is settled forevermore?
I think we come from different parties, but I think we have broadly the same approach to this question. I think the approach, I mean, you were a little coy in not referring to the other party. We're talking about the Conservatives. I think their strategy is actually quite dangerous. It is assuming that the other 27 countries will automatically agree to British requests, which they may or may not, and leave you to make your mind up about that. But I think he's raising expectations that changes can be achieved within the European Union, which will be very difficult to deliver. I mean, there are some, I think we'd all agree in this room that we're not defending the European Union as it is. It needs reform, of course. There is a lot of bureaucracy. There are genuine issues around the benefit abuse issues and so on, which have to be dealt with. But the best way to deal with them is to work with like-minded countries. And I've had this experience as a minister. I've been in my job for 5 years. I work with colleagues on the Competitiveness Council. We have something called a like-minded group. There are actually a majority of European countries who share the same agenda about reform, and we believe we can accomplish much more in that way. We do not think that a referendum construed in the way you describe is sensible or helpful in any way. We are not afraid of referendums. We've said that if there is a significant treaty change, of course, there will have to be a popular consent. But precipitating a referendum in current conditions, holding out the prospect of major reforms that aren't going to be achieved, is dangerous.